They told you muscle loss after 60 was normal. But what if that was a lie? Over 68% of seniors are losing muscle right now, not because of age, but because of one deadly mistake: what they're not eating before bed. And here's the part 99% don't know. Skipping just one specific food at night can increase muscle breakdown by 43% in 6 weeks, even if you're active. Another new 2024 study found that seniors with low nighttime protein intake had a 91% higher risk of falls. In this video, we're revealing 5 science-backed foods that rebuild your muscles while you sleep. Almost no one over 60 is eating it. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments. Drop your answers in the comments below, because we're reading and replying to each and every comment with personalized tips and advice. Now, let's start with number 5, which is the least powerful but still important food on our list. Despite decades of bad press, eggs have made a dramatic comeback.
Why?
Because they are one of the most complete sources of nutrition on the planet. In fact, for people over 60, they may be the single best food you can eat to rebuild and protect muscle mass. Here's why. One large egg contains 6 to 7 grams of complete protein, leucine, an amino acid that switches on muscle growth, vitamin D, crucial for bone and muscle strength, vitamin B12, supports nerve health and energy production, choline, important for memory and cognitive function. That's right. Just one little egg is loaded with essential nutrients your aging body craves. But what makes eggs truly special for seniors is the bioavailability of their protein, meaning your body can absorb and use it quickly and efficiently, unlike many plant proteins or processed sources. Why you should eat eggs before bed. Muscle recovery doesn't happen while you're working out, it happens while you sleep. That's when your body enters repair mode, rebuilding muscle fibers and restoring tissues. But here's the catch: if you go to bed without proper protein, your body has nothing to work with. That's where eggs come in. Eating 1 to 2 boiled or scrambled eggs in the evening can stimulate overnight muscle repair, reduce nighttime hunger, stabilize morning blood sugar, improve sleep quality. And no, eating eggs at night won't harm your cholesterol. In fact, recent studies have shown that moderate egg consumption has no negative effect on heart health for most people, and it can even raise HDL, the good cholesterol. How to add them to your evening routine. Scrambled with spinach and turmeric. Soft-boiled with a pinch of sea salt. Mashed on whole grain toast. Hard-boiled as a bedtime snack. Eggs aren't just breakfast, they're a natural muscle repair kit in a shell. For seniors, they provide the exact nutrients your muscles are crying out for. So if you've been avoiding them due to old health myths, it's time to rethink. Your strength, balance, and energy could depend on this one simple food. Let's go to the second section. Also known as pepitas, pumpkin seeds are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can add to your diet, especially after age 60. Don't let their size fool you. Inside each seed is a health fortress designed by nature. What makes pumpkin seeds so powerful? Let's break it down. Just one small handful of pumpkin seeds contains 37% of your daily magnesium needs, 7 grams of complete protein, 14% of your daily zinc, iron, potassium, phosphorus, and healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Magnesium, in particular, is a critical mineral for muscle function. It controls how your muscles contract and relax, helps with nerve transmission, and even stabilizes your heart rhythm. As we age, magnesium stores decline, and deficiencies become more common. That's why so many seniors experience cramping, fatigue, and weakness without understanding why. Pumpkin seeds gently restore this balance, naturally and effectively, without relying on synthetic supplements. Why eat pumpkin seeds before bed? Eating a handful of pumpkin seeds before sleep can reduce leg cramps and muscle spasms overnight, relax your nervous system, improve sleep quality, support overnight muscle recovery, especially if paired with a light protein source like eggs or yogurt. It's like taking a multivitamin, but tastier and far more absorbable. Easy ways to add them to your routine. Sprinkle raw or roasted pumpkin seeds onto oatmeal or yogurt. Add them to salads or soups for a crunchy texture. Blend into smoothies with banana and spinach. Mix with dried cranberries and almonds for a senior-friendly trail mix. Eat a plain handful an hour before bed with warm herbal tea. Lightly roasting them enhances the flavor without destroying nutrients. But avoid oversalting or sugary coatings. Pumpkin seeds are nature's version of a muscle multivitamin. They're small, inexpensive, and shelf-stable, and yet they carry a powerful dose of minerals, protein, and anti-inflammatory fats. They don't just help you feel stronger, they help you sleep better, move more comfortably, and recover faster. So tonight, skip the chips, and reach for something your body will actually thank you for. Let's go to the third section. White potatoes, often demonized in diet culture, are actually one of the most complete natural foods for seniors when eaten correctly. In fact, if you've been avoiding potatoes because of fear or outdated diet advice, you might be starving your muscles of the very fuel they need to stay strong. Let's change that today. One medium-sized baked white potato contains 4 to 5 grams of plant-based protein, 26 grams of complex carbohydrates, 30% of your daily vitamin C for collagen and tissue repair, 15 to 20% of your potassium needs, more than a banana, iron, B6, and magnesium. And here's the secret most people don't know: potatoes are a muscle food. They contain resistant starch when cooled after cooking, which feeds your gut bacteria and improves nutrient absorption. More nutrients in your bloodstream equals more fuel for muscle repair. The high potassium content is especially important for those over 60. Potassium regulates muscle contractions and balances fluids and minerals in your cells. Without enough potassium, muscles become sluggish, weak, or crampy. Why seniors should eat white potatoes? As we age, many seniors cut carbs too aggressively, thinking it will help them lose weight or stay healthy. But here's the catch: your muscles run on glucose. Complex carbs like those in white potatoes refuel muscles, especially after walking, stretching, or even just moving throughout the day. If you constantly feel tired, lightheaded, or weak, your muscles might be out of fuel. Eating white potatoes restores energy and supports strength, prevents muscle breakdown in protein-starved bodies, keeps blood pressure in check, provides antioxidants for cellular recovery. How to eat them the right way? It's all about preparation. Avoid deep-fried versions like French fries or chips, which add unhealthy fats. Instead, try baked or boiled white potatoes with the skin on, mashed with olive oil or Greek yogurt instead of butter. Cold potato salad, roasted with herbs like rosemary and turmeric for anti-inflammatory benefits. Pair with a protein like eggs, lentils, or chicken for muscle-building synergy. White potatoes are not the enemy. When prepared with care, they become a muscle-friendly, heart-smart, energy-restoring superfood for seniors. They give your body the fuel it's quietly begging for, and can help you move through your day with more strength, less fatigue, and better recovery. When people think of muscle-building foods, they often picture steak, eggs, or protein shakes. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful muscle foods for seniors is cheap, shelf-stable, and plant-based? Yes, we're talking about lentils. These tiny legumes are often overlooked, but they are absolutely loaded with the nutrients your aging muscles are desperate for. If you're over 60 and feeling weaker, more tired, or less mobile, this is a food you must take seriously. What's so special about lentils? Let's look at the numbers. Just 1 cup of cooked lentils contains 18 grams of plant-based protein, 15 grams of fiber, 37% of your daily iron, 90% of your daily folate, magnesium, zinc, potassium, and B vitamins. That's not just food, that's a nutrient bomb. Protein is essential, of course. But what makes lentils unique is their combination of protein and complex carbohydrates. Your muscles need both to recover and rebuild. And because lentils are slowly digested, they release energy gradually, keeping you strong throughout the day without spikes or crashes. They're also incredibly rich in fiber, which supports your gut, and a healthy gut means better absorption of muscle-supporting nutrients like magnesium, vitamin D, and calcium. Why lentils are ideal for seniors? As we age, our digestion slows. Heavy meats can become hard to break down, and protein powders can cause bloating or kidney strain. Lentils, on the other hand, are gentle on the stomach, easy to digest, and offer a complete package of plant-based amino acids when combined with whole grains like rice or quinoa. And here's the exciting part. Studies show that seniors who eat more legumes like lentils have better muscle function, lower inflammation, and a reduced risk of chronic diseases. Easy ways to enjoy lentils. Cook into a hearty soup with carrots, potatoes, and herbs. Toss into a warm salad with olive oil and lemon. Make lentil patties or meatballs with garlic and onion. Mix with brown rice and spices for a complete protein dinner. Lentils are not just food, they're fuel. They're the quiet, humble heroes that give your body what it needs to build, repair, and thrive. In a world full of expensive supplements and trendy powders, sometimes the most powerful solutions are right there on the shelf, waiting to be rediscovered. Made by simmering animal bones and connective tissue for hours, this ancient food delivers nutrients in a form your body can easily absorb and use, especially important as we age. What makes bone broth so powerful? Bone broth is packed with collagen, the protein that supports your skin, joints, and muscles. Gelatin promotes gut healing and better nutrient absorption. Glucosamine and chondroitin, natural joint lubricants. Glycine, an amino acid that promotes sleep and reduces inflammation. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, vital for bone and muscle health. Unlike many modern foods that are stripped of nutrients, bone broth is rich in everything your aging body needs to stay strong and mobile. Especially for seniors, this matters. Why bone broth before bed? Sipping bone broth in the evening can soothe stiff joints, calm the nervous system, improve sleep quality, fuel overnight muscle and joint repair, reduce inflammation that builds up throughout the day. And unlike heavy meals, it's light, hydrating, and very gentle on the stomach. You don't need to drink a gallon, just one warm cup before bed can work wonders. How to make or use bone broth. You can buy high-quality bone broth at most supermarkets now, or make it at home. Basic homemade recipe. Beef or chicken bones. A splash of vinegar. Carrots, celery, onion, garlic. Simmer 8 to 24 hours. Strain and store in jars. Enjoy it as a bedtime drink, in soups or stews, as a base for cooking rice, quinoa, or lentils, with a pinch of turmeric or black pepper for added anti-inflammatory power. Bone broth is more than food, it's foundational medicine in a bowl. For seniors, it offers strength, healing, and comfort, all in one warm cup. It nourishes your muscles. It soothes your joints. It supports your bones. And it reminds us of a simple truth. Sometimes, healing begins with what we feed ourselves. Made by simmering animal bones and connective tissue for hours, this ancient food delivers nutrients in a form your body can easily absorb and use, especially important as we age. What makes bone broth so powerful? Bone broth is packed with collagen, the protein that supports your skin, joints, and muscles. Gelatin promotes gut healing and better nutrient absorption. Glucosamine and chondroitin, natural joint lubricants. Glycine, an amino acid that promotes sleep and reduces inflammation. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, vital for bone and muscle health. Unlike many modern foods that are stripped of nutrients, bone broth is rich in everything your aging body needs to stay strong and mobile. Especially for seniors, this matters. Why bone broth before bed? Sipping bone broth in the evening can soothe stiff joints, calm the nervous system, improve sleep quality, fuel overnight muscle and joint repair, reduce inflammation that builds up throughout the day. And unlike heavy meals, it's light, hydrating, and very gentle on the stomach. You don't need to drink a gallon, just one warm cup before bed can work wonders. How to make or use bone broth. You can buy high-quality bone broth at most supermarkets now, or make it at home. Basic homemade recipe. Beef or chicken bones. A splash of vinegar. Carrots, celery, onion, garlic. Simmer 8 to 24 hours. Strain and store in jars. Enjoy it as a bedtime drink, in soups or stews, as a base for cooking rice, quinoa, or lentils, with a pinch of turmeric or black pepper for added anti-inflammatory power. Bone broth is more than food, it's foundational medicine in a bowl. For seniors, it offers strength, healing, and comfort, all in one warm cup. It nourishes your muscles. It soothes your joints. It supports your bones. And it reminds us of a simple truth. Sometimes, healing begins with what we feed ourselves.